Okay, so now let's move forward to another type of learning, which is problem solving. So, problem solving, this is the highest level of cognitive process. According to Gagne, it involves developing the ability to invent a complex rule. So, algorithm or procedure for the purpose of solving one particular problem and then using the methods to solve another problem of a similar nature. So, meaning to say, when I say problem solving, this the children or the learners acquires now how to manage to solve a certain problem by using its rule or specific process. So, in this set of event called problem solving, individuals use, yun na nga sinasabi ko, use rules to achieve the same goal. So, how does the individuals or how does the learning achieve same goals? Of course, by it's the same process. So, this time, the learners, as I've said, know how to solve a certain problem, know how to requires those internal events usually called thinking. So, meaning to say the learners in this time is eventually using or thinking before answering a certain situation or before answering a certain problem. So that is problem solving. So let's proceed. So that was the Gagne's hierarchy of learning. So what are those? Problem solving, rule learning, concept learning, discrimination learning, chaining, stimulus response learning, and signal learning. So that was the Gagne hierarchy of learning types. So I hope you familiarize the learning and you know already the differences between the learning. So let's proceed now to the next theory. We have cognitive development theory. So let give you some introduction of this discovery from John Piaget. Okay, Jean Piaget is actually a Swiss psychologist which particularly concerned with the way of thinking develops in children from birth till they become young adults. To understand this nature of this development, of course, Piaget carefully observed the behavior of his own 3 years old kids. Okay, he used to present problems to them, observe response, and slightly afterwards, the situation observe their responses. So how does Piaget do that? By the means of its discovery, which is cognitive development theory. So before I will show to you what are those cognitive development theory, let's define first what is assimilation. Assimilation refers to the process by which new objects and events are grasped or incorporated within the scope of existency or schemes of structure. So meaning to say, this is related on the new object and events that's being grasped or that being incorporated with a certain situation. It is very in contrast or it's very contradict to another term, which is accommodation. Why? Because accommodation, it is a process through which the existence schemes or structure is modified to meet the resistance to straightforward grasping or assimilation of a new object event. So as you can see, you can literally know the differences. Why? Because assimilation is looking or processing first the new events before incorporated it to the scope of existing schemes, while accommodation is from or through the existing schemes or structure that actually modified to meet the resistance of straightforward assimilation. So meaning to say, assimilation is for the new events or new events refers to the process of new objects or new events, while the accommodation is from or through the existing events or existing schemes. So that's it. So let's proceed now by knowing the stages of cognitive development. So Piaget has identified 4 sequential stages. We have sensory motor, next pre-operational stage, next, concrete operational stage, and fourth, formal operational stage. So let's discuss it one by one. Sensory motor is actually the same with inactive mode of representation ni Brunner. Why? Because sensory motor is the stage begins which the birth till which the children thinking involving involves seeing or sensory. That's why I've already discussed this one. When we say sensory motor stage, it is the same with inactive because the child or the learner is actually based or depend on its sensory by sense of sight, touch, taste, hearing. In that sensory, eventually the child or the infant already learn. Okay, natututo sila sa paggamit ng kanilang sensory. So from the taste, yun na nga sinabi ko, best example is when a baby actually touches a certain object, then eventually pinapasok agad nila ito sa bunganga. So that is their process on how learning goes. So that is sensory motor stage. Next to that, we also have pre-operational stage. So the range of the age for pre-operational stage, we have 2 to 7 years old. So this stage is called pre-operational because the children have not yet mastered the ability to perform mental operations. So children thinking during this stage is governed by what is in rather than by a logical principle. So pre-operational stage, we can compare it to the modes of representation of Brunner in what's mode. Okay, let's go back to the mode of, we can compare it to iconic. Why? Because in iconic, the children or the child itself will learn by sensory images. So, eventually, in pre-operational stage, ganyan din po. In pre-operational stage, the learner or the child will eventually know the certain or learn by or master a certain ability by using its sensory images. So visual naman po as a pre-operational stage. Comparing it to sensory motor is by its senses, but in pre-operational stage, it focuses on visual object or starting in the sensory images. So it is what do you call this? It is governed by what is seen rather than by logical principles. So, that is pre-operational stage. Kung ano yung nakikita ng mga bata, kung ano yung nakikita nila sa certain environment nila or society, dyan sila natututo. So, that is pre-operational stage. It is actually the same with the iconic mode of representation by Brunner. Okay, let's move forward to pre-operational stage can be accomplished by its different type. Below, we have semantic function. Semantic function. During this stage, the child develops the ability to think using the symbols and signs. Symbols represent something or someone else. For example, doll may symbolize a baby, child, or an adult. So meaning to say, in semantic function, the learner will focus on the symbols itself. By the symbols themselves, eventually the learner know what kind of object is that. So, sa symbol siya sa semantic function. For egocentrism, this stage is characterized by egocentrism. Children believe that their way of thinking is the only way to think. So, egocentrism is basically explained. So it explains actually by its example. So the best way or the best example for egocentrism is when a child see his mother crying, eventually the response of the child will be kung ibibigyan niya ng for example, kasi sa bata, kapag umiiyak ang bata, you will be giving us some stuff or things. So, yun din ang gagawin niya nung makita niya yung nanay niya or mother niya crying. So, the child will be giving his mother a stuffed toy or a thing na ang akala ng child, yun yung magiging solve. Akala niya na yun yung solve or yun yung solution para patahanin ang nanay niya. Kaya nga sinasabi dito na it serve as the children believe by its way of thinking. Kung ano yung sa tingin niyang makakasolve, yun yun yung ipapabigay niya o i-share niya. Like yung sa sitwasyon na yon na nakita niya ang nanay niyang umiiyak, then eventually, sa kanya kasi, kapag umiiyak siya, binibigyan lang siya ng lollipop, ng candy, or whatsoever stuffed toy or things, yun din ang gagawin niya. Kasi sa tingin niya, yun yung way kung paano patahanin ang isang tao. So that is egocentrism. Next, we have decentering. Decentering is a pre-operational child has difficulty in seeing more than one dimension or aspect of situation. It is called decentering. So in decentering pre-operational, it's actually explained that all in that aspect, the child actually nahihirapan pa makita yung certain situation or certain problem sa ibang explanation. Parang it is the same with the egocentrism na kung ano yung pinaniniwala nila, yun lang talaga kasi doon lang umiikot yung pre-operational stage. By that time that the child actually believe kung ano yung sa tingin niya. For example, yun na nga yung best way of the example when the child see someone crying, anong ibibigay? Yun na nga, kung ano yung sa tingin niya nagpapatahan sa kanya, yun yung ibibigay niya sa tao na nakikita niyang umiiyak. So that was decentering. Hindi nila alam pa kung paano i-picture out yung isang sitwasyon sa ibang explanation na naman. Hindi nila, kung ano yung sa kanila, doon lang o yun lang yung alam nila kung paano i-solve yung certain situation or certain problem in a situation. So that is decentering. Next to that, we also have animism. Children tend to refer to inanimate objects as if they have life, like qualities are capable of action. Yes, this is very understandable kasi lahat naman tayo actually accomplish this stage that eventually yung mga laruan nyo, like for example Barbie dolls, stuffed toys, binibigyan nyo ng buhay. Ginagawa niyo, nagbabahay-bahayan kayo, you actually gave some communication with the both Barbies that you have, pinapa-communicate niyo sila sa isa't isa. So that is a stage, or you are now accomplishing the stage animism. Inanimate mo yung object, meaning to say, nilalaro mo siya, binibigyan mo siya ng buhay. Yan nga sinasabi ko that it is very understandable and all of us accomplish this kind of situation, even in the boys aspect. Sila din naglalaro, sila binibigyan din nila ng buhay ang mga kotse. Like for example, cars, 'di ba? Sa babae, we have Barbie dolls, then babahay-bahayan kayo, ganyan, binibigyan ng buhay yung Barbies. But in boys naman, we have cars, like for example the armies na yung mga little toys like army soldiers, binibigyan buhay, pinapaglaban. So that is animism. Okay, so meaning to say you are now accomplishing the stage animism. Next we have seriation. Okay, they lack the ability of classification of grouping object into categories. Meaning to say, in this part of pre-operational stage, the child now has no capability to organize certain object, hindi pa marunong i-classify ang ganitong situation, or they don't know how to group their object. Like for example, sa laruan, sa pre-operational stage, iilan lang naman yung batang alam mong afterwards na maglaro, sa Bisaya pa, what they call this in Tagalog, yung ililigpit yung kanilang laruan, then actually organized by its object. Hindi naman, di ba? Iilan lang. Kasi in pre-operational stage, ganyan talaga, yung parent mismo yung magliligpit ng mga laruan nila at i-designate sa different objects or i-classify sa different object ng meron ng laruan. So, that is segregation. The child in that time did not know how to classify or group their objects. Like for example, yung mga laruan na meron sila. Okay? Next, we have conservation, or the last part in pre-operational stage. Conservation, it refers to the understanding that certain properties of an object remain the same despite a change in their appearance. So it is the same with with the term, like for example, like decentering and egocentrism. So kung yun na nga sinabi ko, it is the same actually with conversation. Kung ano man yung pinaniniwalaan or what does the child know, doon lang. Para sa kanya, there is no changing at all. There is no process called changing. Kasi para sa kanya, kung ano, yung alam niya na magbibigay ng solusyon, yun lang. So that would mean conservation. By the means, like for example, itong statement na to, sabi niya, remain the same despite a change in their appearance. So, even though yung matanda, yung having its communication or conversation niya, yung matanda yung nakita niyang umiiyak, para sa kanya, the same pa rin yung solusyon na gagawin niya, which is, bibigyan niya ng toy, bibigyan na ng candy, kasi nga, that is in the pre-operational stage. Yan pa yung naiisip or gumulo-gulo sa utak ng bata in that time. Hindi porkat mas matanda siya, iba yung ipipicture out niya na solution, yun pa rin. Kung ano yung solusyon na, kung umiiyak siya, paano siya patahanin, yun ang gagawin niya sa nakikita niyang umiiyak. So, that is the conservation, or the last one type of accomplishing pre-operational stage. Okay? So, if you have a question, you can leave that in our GC. So, let's move forward to concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years old. The range of the age, ha? At this stage, a child is concerned with the integration of stability of his cognitive system. He learns to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. He is in position to classify concrete object. In short, children develop the abilities of rational thinking, but their thinking is tied to concrete objects. So meaning to say, in this time, the level there is so-called level up na. From the pre-operational stage that the child is depending on itself, or the child is depending on the sensory images that they can eventually see. Concrete operational stage, this is actually from thinking, rational thinking to concrete, to rational thinking that actually tied to concrete object. Meaning to say, marunong na yung bata this time to how to solve a problem. Meaning to say, yung subtract, divide, and plus, literally in concrete operational stage, nandito na yon. So, nagle-level up na yung stage na ito. It is a stage that eventually know the communication itself, how to solve a certain problem in a different way. It is a concrete operational stage. Kasi in pre-operational state, will actually the same on how the child will give the solution of the problem. Kung ano yung sa tingin niyang yun yung makakapagpabuti, yun lang sa kanya. Pero itong concrete operational state, marunong na yung bata how to look the solution in a different way. Hindi lang yung sa kanya, but also in a different way. So that is concrete operational stage. So lastly, we have formal operational stage, 11 and above. This type is characterized by the emergence of logical thinking and reasoning, other important cognitive attainment during this period, or the ability to think about the hypothetical responsibilities and to solve problems through logical deduction and in a systematic manner. Okay, meaning to say, from the statement above, that formal operational stage is actually, they gain the ability to think an abstract manner by manipulating ideas in their head without any dependence on concrete manipulation. So that was the explanation about formal operational stage. So what are those examples for formal operational stage? We have a child in the concrete operational period will have a great difficulty determining all the possible, or the formal operational child develops thinking skills in all logical contribution and learns to think with the abstract concept. So that was the best example for formal operational stage. So meaning to say, yung bata, the child now develop how to think logically. Then, how to think logically, it is combined pa on learning to think with the abstract concept. So that was the formal operational stage. So thank you very much for listening today. So I hope that you've already understand what is the contemporary psychologies, or what are those theory discoveries in our in this stage or in this lesson. So if you have a question, clarification, you can leave that in our GC, or you can PM me directly. So thank you very much. And if you will ask me, ma'am, how can I find this soft copy? I've already gave it to your e-class. So along with the discussion, pwede tingnan nyo na lang yon if kapag na-send ko na to sa YT or sa YouTube ng blur, kasi possible magiging blur siguro to because of some of the aspect on the internet, stability of the internet. For you to guide lang with the soft copy, you can eventually look for the soft copy in e-class. You can download it, then along my discussion, you can combine, you can read it, then listen to my discussion. So if there's no more question, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and God bless everyone. Bye.